is a book review of the epic collection The Invincible Iron Man by Force of Arms. This is volume 2. It includes a variety of different stories, really good stories as well, most. Tales of Suspense, 73.99. Tales to Astonish, 82. Iron Man and Submariner 1, Iron Man issue 1, and Not Brand Ek 2. Gene Colan and Stan Lee. Really, really good. 410-ish pages. Very little bonus material at the back. Let's go for the stories. Let's quickly go through. You've got Black Knight. Black Knight's a great character. He was a villain early days. And then, of course, Black Knight ended up becoming a hero with the Avengers and Defenders. Now, this is not the same guy. I mean, Black Knight also, of course, was earlier anyway. So you had in the Atlas period, you had the Black Knight story as well. Then you go into The Freak. And that's Happy Hogan. Loved these stories. Poor old Happy. Quite often, it'd be like a lull for a bit. And then suddenly he would turn into the Freak again. Ugh, can they never fix that problem? Obviously not. Well, doesn't have much rest. Of course, he's still got problems with his heart because of the shrapnel. Got problems with the US Senate. Lots of senators are obviously got their guns against the Stark Industries. And then the Mandarin turns up to cause more trouble. Not only the Mandarin, poor old Ultimo, this Ultimo character, which is sort of like a bit like the Freak. He's an unstoppable creature. Of course, Iron Man would, but he goes backwards and forwards. I'm never really certain what size he is. One size is a mountain, then he's only about 2 stories tall. Maybe he's a bit like Giant Man, maybe, or Goliath. Then, once you've finished off Ultimo, you go into Submariner. This is non-stop action in this book. Lots and lots of it. Crangs behind the scenes. And you've got probably one of my favourite bits. I love this bit with Jack Kirby. Obviously, most of the book is Gene Colan. I love his artwork. But this, Iron Man with Jack Kirby, just absolute classic Iron Man. Then you've got Titanium Man. Again, the guy does not have an hour's rest. How he has time to repair his armour is beyond me. Or even recharge. So, Victory. That's the title of the story. It sort of gives it away in terms of suspense. Victory. So we say what's going to happen. The other Iron Man. Which then leads on to a story with the Mandarin. The Mandarin turns up again. Can't stop a guy like that. The Mandarin. And then, well, one of my least favourite characters, the Mole Man. Now, these are sort of ones that if I was in the shop, pick it up, Mole Man, I'd put the book down. That's terrible, I know, but I was never a fan of the Mole Man story. I know he appeared in Fantastic Four issue 1. Was never a keen fan. Obviously, he turned up in the Hulk and other issues as well. You got the Melter. I love the Melter stories. The Melter, of course, was Epic Collection, Volume 1. The Melter was, however, the brilliant opportunity, a golden opportunity. I thought I'd quickly get that in because it's the Golden Ghost where you got Iron Man got his original armour. And that's really quite nice. And a bit of nostalgia for the fans that loved that bit of armour. Obviously, his lighter armour was obviously much more use. However, you've got another story here that's a bit of a duff story, I think. The Crusher. You got the Crusher story. It's similar to the Freak, similar to Ultimo. You've got this like unstoppable, of course. And then you've got Titanium Man, turns up. And that's quite nice. It's got a lot of these stories have got twists at the end. And that's quite a decent story. With Half-Face, the character is called there. Then you got Grey Gargoyle, another character that I'm a bit iffy of because he's basically, what does he do? Turns people into stone. Now, careful, don't, obviously you've got there Grey Gargoyle and you've got the brilliant Jasper Sitwell turns up. So you've got Jasper Sitwell's story. And now that continued for quite a while. I like Jasper Sitwell, he's a great character. Anyway, Grey Gargoyle. Then we lead into quite an unusual one with Whiplash. Whiplash, of course, Whiplash was in the film recently, so obviously lots of people thought lots of Whiplash. I must admit, to me, a bit of a one-trick pony storyline, Whiplash. However, decent enough story. Then you go to Tales of Suspense 99, and it's Iron Man. You can see Iron Man suddenly. Iron Man, virtually massive. Poor Captain America. But he's still quite small. Actually, was that the case? No. He actually at least shared. Wonder why they did that. That's so odd. Yeah, you go back. Actually, Iron Man and Captain America. But Then Tales of Suspense, this one, 99, Iron Man, very big. Mercy of the, at the mercy of the Magia, and Whiplash, of course. Then you got this weird one. This was one of the weirdest of story. Iron Man and Submariner. What? Special, once in a lifetime issue. Very odd. The story itself, you've got AIM and Whiplash. I mean, AIM's always turns up. AIM, super intelligent guys, all the time, they always end up having problems. However, brilliant. This exactly as Mordius calculated. Mordius? What about poor old MODOK? Poor old MODOK. So you got this story here, and Demolisher. That's going to be the next story. Now this one, this is in the Invincible Iron Man issue 1. This is Alone Against AIM. And what a way to start out your own mag. So you got that. A decent enough tale. I loved the Iron Man stories after that. There were some really good Iron Man stories that came along. But you got this weird origin of Iron Man story with inking by Johnny Craig from EC Comics. Just very odd little retelling. So at least it wasn't a whole book. Actually, they did that, of course, later. There was an issue 47, comes to mind, of Iron Man, where it did with Barry Windsor-Smith, which was a brilliant retelling as well. So that's a retelling of Iron Man. And then you've got Magnut, Robot Biter, of course, from Gold Key Comics. And, of course, Iron Man in the storyline. And then you've got some very limited bonus material, very limited. A couple of, what's the name, covers. Now this one's a couple original art again, and then some Marvel Masterwork covers. So slightly disappointing on the bonus side. But story-wise, I think some very good stories in this. Love this epic collection. So this is volume 2. Brilliant.